The fact that C++ has been around for roughly 37 years is due to a variety of factors, including its dependability, maturity, and versatility. C++ continues to be at the center of many programming curriculums because of its quick speed and flawless performance, and it has a wide-ranging ecosystem. Games like Warcraft, Counter-Strike, and StarCraft, as well as game engines like Unreal Engine and gaming platforms like the Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch have all been produced using C++. Hello everyone and welcome to Simplicode's YouTube channel. I hope you guys are doing well. Today, we'll be taking you through C++ projects for beginners. Working on a project gives you a good idea of how any programming language works. So this tutorial will cover certain projects to help you guys understand how C++ actually works. But before we begin, let me tell you guys that we have regular updates on multiple programming videos. So if you are a programmer and want to learn something new, then consider getting subscribed to our YouTube channel and press that bell icon to never miss any updates from Simplicode. So let's go through the agenda for today's video. We'll start this video by creating a hotel management project wherein we'll keep all the details of the customer from their room number to what food items they are ordering. Following that, we'll create a project on login and registration form. In this project, we'll see how we can make the complete structure and functionality of the login and registration form. The next project we'll be working on will be a supermarket billing system. In this project, we'll create certain functions like add items to add the products in the market, and we'll also delete them using another function. In the end, we'll make an airline registration system using C++. This project will allow the user to book a flight to a particular country of his choice, and the user will also get the ticket by filling all the required details. I hope I have made myself clear with the plan. So without any further ado, let's get started with our first project. Over to a training expert.
This project will be a hotel management project in which we will have the information of the items or rooms that we have in the hotel and what are the food items ordered by the customer. Also, we have the information that how many rooms are allotted to them. Also, this project will tell us about the sales and the remaining food stocks we have and the total collection of the day. We will make this project in 3 parts. Firstly, we'll discuss the first part in which we will declare some variables and then initialize them. After that, we will enter the quantities of items that we have in the hotel. Then, we'll make a list of items or menu of items and rooms that we have in the hotel. So let's start. Now we'll switch to our code editor, that is dev C++. So this is our code editor. So here first of all, let's make a new file. We'll click on file and now we'll create a new file. So now let's start with the project. So first of all, inside the main function, we have to declare some variables. But before that, we will write the header files, that is hash include iostream. And then the namespace standard. Alright, so we have included the header files. Now we'll start with the main function. Inside the main function, we will declare the variable. So first variable that we'll declare would be quant, which stands for quantity. And the second variable would be choice. Now we will declare those variables that store the quantity of food items or rooms. So let's say the variable which will store the quantity of rooms would be q rooms, and we have to initialize it also. Alright, so similarly we have to do it with the food items as well. So let us suppose one of our food item is pasta, so we'll write q pasta, that is quantity pasta. We'll initialize it with 0. Similarly we'll do with the rest of the food items, that is burger, noodles, and shake, and chicken. Here chicken would be, let's say, chicken roll. So these are our food items. So these variables will hold the quantity of these food items. So now we will declare those variables which will hold the value of the number of food items that have been sold. So for example, Q pasta holds the value of number of pastas we had in our hotel, and S pasta will hold the value of number of pastas that have been sold. So let's start. Similarly, we'll write S rooms, that is sold rooms. We have to initialize it with 0 as well, and S pasta. Similarly, S burger, S noodles, S chicken. Alright. Now we'll create some more variables that will store the price of the total price of each of these food items or rooms. So let's do that. Let's say int total underscore rooms. This is the variable name. It will store the total price of the rooms. We'll initialize it with 0. Similarly, total pasta equals 0. Total burger Alright, so these variables holds the quantity of food we have. These variables holds the quantity of food we sold, and these variables will hold the price, the total price of each of the food items or rooms. So let's comment it. These holds quantity so that it's easy for you guys. Alright, so here we have declared these variables. Now we will make a list kind of a structure in which we will ask the user to enter the number or quantities of food items or rooms that we have in the hotel. So alright, now let's do this. First of all, we have to display a message, but before that we'll use /n and /t. So /n means the next line, and /t will add a horizontal space in the output. So we need that horizontal space. So we'll write quantity of food, let's say items only, quantity of items we have in a hotel. Alright, now we'll write rooms available. So we'll add /n and rooms available. Alright, so after this we'll write cin and take the input of quantity of rooms we have, because here we are asking to enter the number of rooms we have. So we'll write cin q rooms because it holds the quantity of rooms we have. We have initialized it with 0. Similarly, we'll do it for the rest, like quantity of pasta, like this we'll do. Inside the /n, now we'll write the quantity of pasta. cin q pasta. Alright. Now similarly, let's copy paste and save some time. So this first was the pasta, then burger. and Q burger. Then there was noodles, Q noodles. Similarly, we'll do it for shake. And then here chicken is the chicken roll. So quantity of chicken roll. Q chicken. Alright. So one by one, Q room, the quantity of rooms we have to add, Q pasta, the quantity of pasta we have to add, then quantity of burger we have. Alright, now we have to create a menu to select the pasta, burger, room, all the items. We have to create a menu like that. And for that, let's do this. We'll write cout. Again, we'll use /n, then again /t because we want some horizontal space in that. We'll display a message saying that please select from the given menu options. Alright, so it's a message for the users or the customers, I would say. Now again we'll use /n because I want to add some new lines. So I'll use 2/n. Now first is rooms. Secondly, we'll use only one /n, and here we are creating the menu to select the food items or rooms. So now we'll write pasta, and similarly we'll copy paste. So pasta, then there was burger, then noodles, then there was shake, then there was chicken. Chicken roll. We also have to change the numbering, that this is 1, this is 2, then this is 3. We are doing the numbering because the customer will press the number and then he can order. 5, 6, and now again we'll in 7th position we'll add the details or information regarding the collection and sales. So we'll write press 7 if you want to see the information regarding sales and collection. This option would be used by the owner of the hotel to check the total collection for the day. Alright, now again the 8th number is for if we want to exit. Yeah, so this is done. Now after that we'll display a message saying that please enter your choice. So we'll use /n and write please enter your choice. Now we'll write C in choice. We have already declared this variable. Now based on this choice your order is selected. Like if you press 2, then this pasta would be selected. Like let's say if you want to order noodles, then you have to select 4, and if you want to order chicken roll, then you have to select 6. And if you want to check the total sales and collection of today, that is for a particular day, then you have to click 7 and 8 for the exit. So our first part is done. Now in the second part, we have to add the functionality to the choice part. That is, if a user enters the first number, that is number 1, then rooms is selected, and then he or she have to add the numbers of rooms they want. Similarly for the other food items as well. Like if they want to take 2 burgers or 3 burgers instead of 1, and we only have 1 burger left, then also we have to display a message saying that only so and so burgers are left. So now let's start with it. So now we'll write switch case statements. So when the user will select a particular number, so that particular case would be executed. So now let's do that. We'll write switch, and inside the switch statement we'll write choice. Now the choice can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so now we have to create 8 cases for that. So case 1 would be, we'll start with it, there's a space between case and 1. Alright, so case 1 would be, first of all, inside the case 1, that is the case when rooms have to be selected. So first of all, we'll display a message saying that enter the number of rooms you want. So let's do that. We use /n. Now enter the number of rooms you want. Alright, now after that the user will enter the number of rooms, that is the quantity of rooms. So now we'll take the quantity in the quantity variable, that is quant variable. So the user will enter the number of rooms, that is the quantity of rooms he or she wants. Now we'll use a if statement, an if statement. Inside this if statement, we'll check, do we actually have that many rooms in our hotel, or do we actually have that many pastas or burgers in our hotel right now? So for that we have to write down a condition, that is q rooms minus s rooms is greater than equal to quant. That is, q rooms is the quantity of rooms that we have, and s rooms the number of rooms that we have sold. So if we minus both of these, that is if we subtract the quantity of room we have minus the rooms we have sold, we'll get the remaining rooms. Now if the remaining rooms is greater than equal to the quantity of rooms that have been ordered by the customer, then we can give the room to them. Otherwise we have to display a message saying that we don't have that many rooms or something like that. So let's do that. So we'll write s rooms, that is the rooms that we have sold. So initially its value is 0. So we have to add the values of quantity that have been entered by the user. So we'll add the quant variable, that is if the user have entered 2 rooms he or she wants, then we'll add those 2 values to this sold rooms. Alright, after adding the quantity to the sold rooms, now we will do the total price of the room or rooms, and for that we have the variable total room. So we'll add this quant into the price of a one room to this total room. So we are simply adding total room plus quant into the price of a single room, that is, let's say 1200 is the price of a single room. If a person orders 2 rooms, then it would be like quant, that is 2 into 1200, 2400 will be added to this total room. This total room is the total price of a room. Alright, now we also have to display a message saying that these many rooms have been allotted to you. So for that, let's display a message. First of all, we'll use /n like 2 times. Now we'll add some horizontal space as well. Alright, now we'll display this quant variable and we'll write a message that these many rooms have been allotted to you. Let's make it room or rooms. Room or rooms have been allotted to you. So this message will be displayed. Alright, now this is the if block. Now we'll have to make the else block, that if the amount or quantity of room entered by the user is more than the remaining rooms, then we'll display a message saying that only so and so rooms are left in the hotel. So we'll use /n, then again /t. Now we'll write only q rooms minus s rooms. That is, here q rooms minus s room is the remaining rooms, so subtracting both of these variables will give us the remaining rooms. So these were the remaining rooms remaining in hotel. Alright, and let's not add these as there's a single statement. Also we have to use break, so we'll use break statement. Now similarly we have to create case 2. This case was for the room, so whenever a user click on this one, then this case will be executed. So similarly we'll create a case 2. So we'll copy it. Now we'll paste it. So I will case 2. So in this case enters the number of rooms you want. We can't write that, so we'll write pasta quantity. So let's do that. We'll write enter pasta quantity. Alright, so in this case the cin would be same, that is quantity variable we have. So now in this case the different thing would be the q rooms. Instead of q rooms we'll use the q pasta, that is the quantity of pasta minus sold pastas. It must be greater than quantity of pasta we have. Then only if block will execute, otherwise similarly as that of this block will display a message. So now the s rooms, instead of s rooms here we'll use s pasta, which is initially 0. So we'll add the quantity of pasta to this variable, that is we'll add the quantity of pasta that is ordered by the customer to this variable. Now total pasta, that is the total price of the pasta. So the number of pastas ordered by the customer into the price of a single pasta. Let's say the price of a single pasta is around 250. So quantity into 250. Now rooms, instead of rooms let's do here pasta is the order. So quant will display the quantity. So it will display, like if you have ordered 2 pastas, it will display 2 pasta is the order. And q rooms, here we have to display the remaining, so we'll do the q pasta minus s pasta. And here we'll do is pasta remaining in hotel or stock, pasta remaining in hotel. So it will display the remaining pasta remained in the hotel now. So else everything is fine. Now similarly we'll do for the next. We'll copy it, it will save some time. and paste it. Now this is case 3. The case 3 is of burger. So here we'll write burger, quantity of burger minus sold burgers. Similarly, S burger. Now the total price of burger. So let's say the price of a burger is around 120, and so the remaining burgers, Q burger minus S burger. The fourth case now, that is the noodles case. So enter noodles quantity. Now case 5. Now case 5 is of shakes. So we'll write enter shakes quantity. Now case 6 we have to create. In the case 6 there was chicken roll. So let's do that. Q chicken minus S chicken. Also we have to change the price of each meal, like chicken roll would be of around 150 and this shake would be 120. Noodles 140, let's say. Burger is okay, then pasta is also okay. So we have created 6 cases as of now. So our second part of the program is done. Now we'll start with the third part of the program. So the third part will contain the case 7, case 8 and the default case. That is, if the user enters any other number which is not in the list, that will come under default case. In case 7, we have to display the information of sales and collection. That is, how many money we have collected for the day and the remaining food items, etc. So now let's start with the case 7. So when the user will enter 7, that is case 7, then he want to see the details of the information of sales and collection. So we'll display a message saying that details of sales and collection. Alright, so after this message let's add /n/t/t. Alright, so after this message we have to display the number of rooms we had, the number of rooms we gave for rent, and then the remaining rooms, that is minus the quantity of rooms minus the sold rooms, then the total rooms collection for the day. So similarly we'll do for all the meals like pasta, burger, noodles, etc. So let's do it. So we'll start display. First of all we'll add /n. Now number of rooms we had, will display q rooms, that is the quantity of rooms we had. Now similarly number of rooms we gave for rent. Alright, so we'll write s rooms. Now we have to display a message. Similarly we'll write /n remaining rooms. So for that we have to simply subtract q rooms with s rooms, that will give us the remaining rooms. After that, the total price that the room has collected or number of rooms have collected. So we'll write total rooms collection for the day. Now it is stored at total rooms. This variable is storing the total types of rooms. This is the complete information of rooms. Similarly we have to do it for the burger, noodle, pasta, etc. So we can copy, we'll copy this part and we'll do copy and paste. I'll paste, again we'll paste. Now number of rooms we had, instead of this we'll simply write number of pastas we had. Number of pastas, we have to change that. Number of pastas we sold. Yeah, that would be right. Now remaining pastas, there are few minor changes that we have to do. Total pasta collection. Also make sure to change the variables. Total pasta, then q pasta, alright. Now after pasta it was burger. Burgers we have, number of burgers we sold. Alright, so it would be q burger and s burger. Remaining burgers. Total burger collection for the day. Alright, now we'll do same for noodles. Alright, now shakes. Number of shakes we had. Number of shakes we gave. We sold. Remaining shakes. Now there is chicken roll. Number of chicken roll we had. Alright, now the case 8. The case 8 we have used for, this was the case 7, and the case 8 we have used for exit, as we can see here. This is the exit case, and for that we'll simply use the exit statement. The exit statement is used to terminate the program, to shift the control out of the program or exit the program. So here we'll use that. So case 8 would be exit, and inside that we'll use 0. 0 here will mean that 0 millisecond, and now after that we'll have to use the default case, that if the user enters any other number that is not present in the menu list, then this default case will be executed. So in this default case we'll display a message saying that please select from the numbers that are mentioned above. So we'll use /n. Please select the numbers mentioned above. So this message will be printed. And also one more thing is there, we have to use a goto statement, and we'll have to label a part with M. Now I'll explain to you that why have we used this jump statement, that is goto statement. So after making a choice, we again want to choose another option. That is, if I have ordered 2 pastas, then I also want to order 2 burgers as well. So we will mark or label menu with M. So this is our menu. Please select from the menu options. So here we will label M. And in the last we have used the goto statements. So the goto statement here will transfer the control to the menu after making a choice. So again, M is the label we have used for the menu, and we will use a goto statement to transfer the control to the menu after making the choice, so that we can make more choices. Goto is a jump statement basically, that is used to jump from one part to another part having a specified label. So we have labeled menu with M, and this goto jump statement will help us in jumping to the menu after every choice. Alright, so our code is done. We have done all the things that we need. Now we need to run it, and for that firstly we need to save it. Alright, so let's go to files and save it, and now let's select the destination folder. Let's name it as management.cpp. Alright, so the program is saved. Now let's try to compile and run this program. So there are some errors I can see. Okay, so we have used the semicolon. Now this will take care of many errors. Now let's try to again compile and run. Let's check Q noodles. Alright, I think Q noodles. So we have to backspace S. Now let's try to compile and run again. Hope it works now. So quantity of items we have, as we can see. So rooms available, let's say we have 10 rooms. And quantity of pasta, we have 25 pastas in our hotel and around 50 burgers and 30 noodles and 30 shakes. Chicken roll we have 40. So this is the menu. Please select from the menu options. As we can see, first rooms, then pasta, burger, noodles, shake, chicken roll, information regarding sales and collection, and then 8 to exit. So first of all, let's say I want to order 2 rooms, so I'll click 1. Please enter your choice. I have clicked 1 and I'll press enter. Now enter the number of rooms you want, and let us suppose I want 2 rooms. So as we can see, 2 rooms have been allotted to you. Now again the menu is displayed on the screen. Now let's say I want burgers, so I'll click on 3 and I want 2 burgers, and 2 burgers is the order, it is displayed. Now again I want pasta. Let's say I want 6 pastas and 6 pasta is the order. I want to order now shakes. Let's have something to drink. I want to order 9 shakes. 9 shakes is the order. And let's say, so as we know that we have only 10 rooms. Now let's try to enter 11. So first of all we'll enter 1, that is rooms. Now let's try to order 11 rooms. As you can see, only 8 rooms available or remaining in hotel. So we forgot to add some space over this part, but we can easily read it now as of now. So it is displaying the message that only 8 rooms are available because already we have ordered 2. Earlier it was 10, then now only 8 rooms are available. So this is showing that if we order more than the quantity, then it will display this message. Now let's say I want to check the information regarding sales and collection of today's rooms and as well as meals. So I'll simply click on 7. Now as we can see, it will simply display all the sales and collection rooms and meals. As you can see, number of rooms we had 10, number of rooms we gave for rent 2, remaining rooms are 8. So total rooms collection for the day is 2400, as one room is of 1200. So similarly, number of pastas we had 25, number of pastas we sold 6, remaining pastas we had 19. So the total pasta collection is 1500. So and so the burger, and then noodles, and then shakes and chicken roll. So this is the total chicken roll collection for the day. That is we haven't ordered a single chicken roll. Also we can do one more thing. We can simply display the total result of all the collections of rooms and meals. So let's do that. So to display the total collection of the day, all we need to do is to add all the totals of pastas, burgers and rooms. So for that we have to go to case 7. Now we'll write /n/n/n 3 times. So here we'll write total collection for the day. And after that, total rooms plus total burgers, total pasta plus total burger total chicken. Alright, after this we will use the break statement. Now let's run the program. So here it is, rooms available. Let's write 10. Quantity of pasta 30. Quantity of burger 50. Quantity of noodles 30. Shakes 30. Chicken roll 40. So first of all I'll book 2 rooms. We'll click on 1 and now 2 rooms. And again if I'll click on rooms and then if I try to click 10 rooms, because already we have we sold 2 rooms, then it will display that only 8 rooms remaining in hotel. Now I'll click on 2 to order pasta. Let's say I have ordered 5 pastas and 5 pasta is the order. Now let's say if we click on 9, although we know that only 1 to 8 numbers are available, but if we click on 9, so it will display a message, please select the numbers mentioned above. Alright, now let's say I want to order chicken roll, 10 chicken rolls I want. So 10 chicken roll is the order. Now I want to check information regarding sales and collection for the day. So I'll click on 7 and then here I can see number of rooms we had, number of rooms we gave for rent, remaining rooms, and total collection for the day. Similarly for the pasta, similarly for the burger, similarly for noodles, shakes and chicken roll as well. And this is the total collection for the day, 5150. Exit. And if we click on it, we can exit. So as we can see, this is our hotel management project and this is how it's done. The code is a bit long, but it's worth it. You can also try this project on your own. This project will be a login and registration system in C++, in which a user can register, log in, and also if he or she forgets the password, then also it can be recovered. We will make this project using the fundamentals of C++ like switch case statements and file handling operations, etc. So let's go ahead and understand this C++ project of login and registration system. In this project, first of all, we will make a menu page in which there are options like login, registration, forgot password, and exit. Then we'll ask the user to select any one among those options. Once the user has selected a particular option, then we have to continue with the functionality of that. So now let's switch to our code editor and do its practical implementation. So this is our dev C++ code editor, and now let's create a new file. Now first of all, we will include the header files. The hash include iostream, then there is fstream class for file handling operation, hash include fstream, then there is string.h for string, then we will include the namespace standard. Now we will do the forward declaration for 3 functions, that is login function, registration function, and forgot function. And after that, inside the main function, we will make the menu for the login page. So let's start. First of all, we are doing the forward declaration. This is the login function. This is the registration function. And this is the forgot function. Now inside the int main, first of all we'll make a variable c which stands for choice, C for choice. So now we will make the menu page. So let's create, we'll use /t for adding the horizontal space. Now in the end we will use /n. Alright, similarly we'll do here. Welcome to the login page. Now again we'll do the same, /t /t, and now underscores menu /n. Alright, now we will make the options. So we'll do the /t. Now after /t we'll add vertical bar, then we'll write press 1 to login. Let's make it capital. Press 1 to login, and after making some space, then vertical bracket again, then endl. Similarly we'll copy it and do for option 2. Press 2 to register. Alright, let's maintain the symmetry. Press 3 if you forgot your password. Alright, press 4 to exit. Alright, so this is done. Now after that we will ask the user to enter your choice, and for that we'll display a message saying that please enter your choice. But before that we'll use /n and some /t's. Alright, now we'll ask the user, please enter your choice. Alright, now we'll take the input of the choice, that is C, that we have already declared. Next line, now we'll use switch case statements. For example, if the user selects 2 to register first of all, then inside the switch case statement, in case 2, we will call the registration function, and if the user enters 1, then we will call the login function. So let's do that. Let's create a switch statement and see that is choice. Now inside the switch statement, first of all we'll create a case 1. Inside this case there would be login. We are calling this login function, and then there is break statement. Alright, similarly now we will create case 2. So case 2 would be registration. Here we are calling the registration function, and then there is break statement. In case 3 there is forgot function. That is, if the user forgets the password, then this function will be implemented. Now there is a default case. No, now there is a case 4. In case 4 there would be a message saying that thank you, because case 4 would be exit. So we'll display a message saying that now we'll also have to make the default case. That is, if the user selects 5, 6 or any other number that is not in the menu, then we will display a message saying that please select from the options given above. So before that we'll add the /t. Please select from the options given above. After that we'll use /n and endl. After that we'll call the main function so that the control goes back to the main function, and we'll also use system CLS, that is clear screen. It means every time the code is processed, it will clear up the screen. Now all we need to do is to create the login function. So we'll write void login, and inside this function first of all we'll create some variables, and so let's do that. Int count user ID. No, this user ID would be of string. We'll write string user ID, then there would be password, then ID, then pass. Alright, so these are the variables that we have created. Now again we'll use the system CLS, that is clear screen. We have to write CLS inside the double quotes. Alright, now we will display a message that please enter the username and password. So we'll do that, and we'll write /t/t/t and please enter the username and password Alright, now we'll again display a message saying that username. Now we'll take the input. So here user ID is the username that the user will enter. Now again we will display a message saying that password. Let's make it capital. Again we'll take the input. Now as the user has entered the username and password, now we will check that if that username and password already exist in our records. And for that we will use the file handling operation of ifstream class, because ifstream is used to read the data. So we will use ifstream and ifstream class. This will read the data from the file. Input is the object name and the file name would be records.txt. Alright, we'll have to make it inside the double quotes. Alright, so now this if stream will check inside the file that if that login password exists or not. And to check that we will have to use the while loop. Inside the while loop we'll write input, that is the object name, then there would be ID and there pass. So this is the ID and password, and this is how we read in file handling operations. Here what we are doing is we are reading that if that ID and password is there, and then we will match those ID and passwords with the ID and password that is entered by the user. So for that we will have to use the if condition inside the while loop. So let's do that. We will write if ID equals user ID and pass equals password, then count would be 1, and then we will use systemcls to clear the screen. Here we have assigned 1 to count because in the next part we will use an if condition that if the count is 1, then we will display a message saying that your login is successful, that is the password or username entered by the user matches with the record, that is the user has already registered. So now before that we have to close this file, so let's do that. To close this file we will use the object name, that is input dot close. This is how we can close the file. Alright, now we'll use the if condition, and inside this if condition, as I've said, if count equals 1, alright, if count equals 1, then we will first of all display the user ID, that is the username, and then we will display a message that your login is successful. So let's do that. Your login is successful. Now thanks for logging in. Now again we will shift the control to the main, because there is the main menu. And now inside the else block we will display a message, that is, if the user and password is not found inside the file, then it means that the user is not registered, so he can't log in, he has to register first. So we'll display a message saying that login error. Please check your username. Now again main function. Now we have to create another function, that is the registration function. That is, if the user press 2, then this registration function would be called. So let's create this function, void registration. Now inside this function we will first of all create some variables, then after that we'll ask the user to enter the username and password, pretty much the same as that of the previous function. So first of all, string r for registration user id, r user id, then r password, then rid and rpass. System CLS again, clear screen. Alright, now we will display a message saying that enter the username. Again enter the password. Our password. Alright, so in the previous function we have used ifstream class, but in this function we will use offstream class, because we want to write inside the file and offstream helps us with that. So for that we will use offstream, and the object name would be f1, and records is a file, and we will use the app mode. This iOS means the input output stream, and app will open the file and append the output in the end. So this is our app mode. There are different modes, so here we are using this app mode. So after this we'll put the semicolon in the end. Now we have to write inside the file, so we'll do the f1, and this is how we write inside the file. F1 here is the object name, and our user ID is the username, and after that we'll add some space, and then our password, that is the password. We want some space between the username and password, that is why we have used the single quotes, and this is how we write inside the file. And after that we'll again use the system CLS, that is the clear screen. Alright, now we'll display a message that registration is successful, as we have already written inside the file. So now we can display this message saying that registration is successful. Now again control back to the main function. So now we will create the forgot function. This is the last function, void forgot. So this function would be called when the user forgets the password or username. So first of all we will create a variable option. Now we will ask the user that you forgot your password, no worries. Then we'll ask the user to press 1 to search your ID by your username, and press 2 to go back to the main menu. So let's start. Before that we will use systemcls. Alright, now we'll display the message saying that you forget the password, no worries, and then we'll use /n. Now press 1 to search your ID by username. Alright, now press 2 to go back to the main menu. Alright, now after that we'll use /t. Alright, now enter your choice. Now we'll take the input cin option. After that, using the switch case statement, option. Now inside the switch case we'll create cases. So case 1, that is when the user selects option 1, then int, we'll use bracket over here because there would be multiple lines. Alright, now int count, we'll initialize it with 0. Now some more variables we will declare. The string suserid and sid, then spass. So these are some string variables and count is the integer variable. After that we'll display a message that enter the username which you remembered. So let's do it. Enter the username you remembered. Alright, now we will take the input from the user as user ID. So once the user entered the username, then we will check that if that username exists in the file using the ifstream object. As we know, ifstream is used when we want to read from the file or check from the file. So we'll create the ifstream class and the object name would be f2 and records.txt is the file. Alright, now using the while loop we will check that if the username is there inside the file or not. So SID and SPass. So now if SID equals SUser ID, then count equals 1. So we will assign 1 to count, and after that we will close the file, that is f2.close. So here what we are doing is we are checking inside the file using the ifstream object that if that ID or password is there, and if that ID is there, then we'll assign 1 to the count as initially it was 0, and then again we'll do the same as that we have done in the previous function, that if count equals to 1, then we will print a message that your count is found. So let's do that. So as we have closed the file, now after that we'll use an if statement with a condition that if count equals 1, then we will print a message saying that your account is found. Your password is SPass. So it will display the password. Again the control will be shifted to the main, where there is the main menu, and inside the else block now, inside the else block will display a message saying that sorry, your account is not found. Sorry, your account is not found. So as the case 1 ends, we will use the break statement. Now we will create case 2. In case 2, as we have said that it will simply go back to the main menu. So all we'll do is call the main function so that the control will go back to the main menu. And now also we have to create the default case. In the default case, we'll simply print a message saying that wrong choice, please try again. So we'll use /t/t/t wrong choice, please try again. After that we'll call the forgot function so that the user can try again with the correct option. Alright, so we forgot to save this, so let's name it as register.cpp and save it. Now let's try to run this. Go to execute and compile and run. There is some error. Alright, so I must be capital as we have declared. Let's try again. So as you can see, welcome to login page. This is the menu, and this is press 1 to login, press 2 to register, press 3 if you forgot your password, press 4 to exit. So now we will enter our choice. First of all, we need to register. So we'll write 2 and our username as sam@email. This is our username, and now our password. sam123 is our password. So as we can see, the message registration is successful. After that, we will log in. As we have registered, now we'll try to log in. sam@email is our username and sam123 are our password. So as you can see, your login is successful. Thanks for logging in. Now let's say I forgot my password. So I'll press 3, as if you forgot your password you have to press 3. So there's a message, you forgot the password, no worries, please press 1 to search your ID by your username. So I'll press 1. Now I'll write my username, the last username I remembered, sam@email. So your account is found. Your password is this, as you can see. So let's say again, if I forgot the password and by chance I write sammy@email, then sorry your account is not found is displayed, as sam@email is the registered customer and not sammy@email. So it will display this message that sorry your account is not found. And let's say again, if we try to press, let's say 5, then we can see that please select from the options given above. Actually we have to make it below, options given below, but we can do that, else everything is working fine. So now we will click on exit, that is 4, and this is the message, thank you. So as we can see, this is our registration and login system in C++, and this is how we can do it. We have created these 3 functions, that is login function, then there is registration function, after that there is a forgot function if we forgot the password, and the code is pretty easy and not that much long, so you can try this code on your own.
So in this session we will learn how to create a supermarket billing project in C++. We will create this project in small parts, as there are various functions that we will be creating for this project, like the add function to add the goods and products in the market, and delete function to delete some products, etc. Also, we will create a buyer site where the buyer can buy the products or food items of his choice. Now we will move to our code editor, that is dev C++. So now let's create a new file, and we'll start with adding the header files. First of all, we'll add #include iostream. Then we'll include the fstream file. Right, #include fstream, because here we have to do the file handling operations as well. So we'll add the fstream file. Now we'll write the namespace standard. Now let's save this one and name it billing1.cpp. Alright, so we have named this file. Now first of all, we'll create a class and we will declare some variables and functions. So let's create a class and name the class as shopping. Inside the class shopping, first of all, inside the private scope, we will create or declare some variables, pcode, then float type price, then another variable discount of float type, then name, which would be string. Alright, let's name it pname. P stands for product. Alright, now inside the public scope we will declare the functions. So let's name this function as menu, because we have to create the menu. Then administrator function. Alright, now let's create a buyer function, a buyer or customer whatsoever. Alright, now let's create add function, then the edit function. These definitions of these functions we will create later. First of all, here we are declaring these functions. After that, we have to remove some products. For that, we will create remove function, and then the list function to display the list, and at last receipt function. Alright, so here we have declared the functions and the variables. So now we'll put semicolon in the end of the class, and we'll start with the first function, that is the menu function. So we'll write void class name, then the scope resolution operator, and menu function. So now inside this function, first of all, we will create a variable that is choice, and some more variables like, let's say, email and password, because here we will need email as well as password for the login purpose. So now we have to create this menu, and for that we have to first of all display supermarket main menu, and after that we will display that administrator, buyer, etc. and all that. So now let's start with that. For that we have to display, and you can display in your own style, like I usually do like this, /t, to add some horizontal space. It's just for formatting, and after that same will do. To save some time, let's just copy and just paste it. And but now here we will write supermarket main menu. Reduce some space. Alright, now similarly we'll do here. Now let's just copy and paste this part. Alright, now again some space. Alright, now we'll create a menu in which the user have to select, the customer have to select whether he is an administrator or a buyer. So let's do that, and for that we'll write cout /t/t/t to add some horizontal space. And alright, now administrator, Now similarly here we'll add some space over here. Just remove this one. In number 2 we'll write buyer, the person who wants to buy stuff from the market. Alright, now let's format it. We'll add some space over here. Now in number 3 we'll write exit. Alright, it's pretty much done. After that, again, if we want to add some space, we can add some. It's just for formatting purposes, you can do it in your own way. And after that, we have to display a message saying that please select. So we'll display a message. Forgot to use semicolon. Now we'll take an input from the user that whatsoever he wants to click on, like if he's an administrator he will click on 1, if he's a buyer then he'll click on 2, and if he wants to exit he can click on 3. So we will take an input of choice. Now we have to use switch case, and let's create that switch, and inside this we'll write choice. We all know how switch case works. Alright, now for case 1, that is administrator case, we will ask the user to enter the login credentials if he or she is an administrator. So let's just do that. So first of all we'll display a message saying that please log in. So /t/t. Enter email, and then we'll take the input of email. We already declared this variable email, and now we'll take the password from the user. Now we'll take the input of the password. So as we have taken the email and password from the user, now we will set an email and password that only admin knows and no other person can enter that. And let's say for that we have to use if-else statements. So if email equals, now let's set the email first of all, robbie@email.com. You can write the email and password as of your choice, and I'll set the password now as robbie@123. Now inside the if block, if the user enters this, that means it is the administrator, and we will call this administrator function. Alright, now in the else block we'll simply display a message saying that invalid username password, invalid username, invalid email password. Alright, after that we'll use the break to end the case. Now we will create case 2. Case 2 is for the buyer, so we'll write case 2, and in this case we'll simply call the buyer function. So this is the case 2, and now we have to create the case 3. Inside the case 3 is for exit, so we'll do exit 0. It means successful termination of the program. Now default case. So inside the default case we'll simply display a message saying that please select from the given options. Default case will execute if a person selects any other option rather than 1, 2, 3. So we'll have to instruct him that please select from the given option. Select from the given options. Now after this we'll use a goto statement after the switch statement. So goto is a jump statement, so it will help us in jumping to the main menu again after the completion of this switch case. And this M is a label. We have to put this label at the starting of this menu. So let's do that. We'll write M. Now coming back to the next function. So this function is done. So we'll close this function. Alright, so now we will create an administrator function in which there will be different options inside the administrator menu. So now let's start with that. So we will write void shopping, that is the class name, scope resolution operator, administrator. So our function name is administrator. So inside this function, first of all we will declare a variable choice. Now after that we will create a menu in which there will be different options. So let's do that. First of all we'll write /n, then /t, some horizontal spaces, so that administrator menu. Alright, after that here will be our first option. So first of all we'll write /n, then /t's. Just to make it a bit fancy, we can do this. Add the product. So the user can select this option if he wants to add the product, not user, the administrator. Now we will add some space in this one. Now again same, we'll copy it from here, then paste it. So here we will change it to the modify the product, and we have to adjust it as well. Alright, now again we'll add some space. We can copy this one. Now here will be write delete the product. Now here again three and make this 4. 4 will be of back to main menu. Alright. Now after that we will ask the user to please enter your choice. So we'll display a message saying that please enter your choice. Alright. Now the user will enter the choice. Now again we have to use the switch case statements. Inside this first case, first of all we'll make, and inside this first case we will call the add function. After that we'll use break statement. Now we'll create case 2. In case 2 we will call the modify function or the edit function. So we'll write edit and again the break. Now we'll create case 3. In case 3 there would be delete function. So we'll name this function as remove. REM stands for remove. Now case 4 would be back to main menu. So for that we'll simply call the menu function. Now after case 4 there would be default case. So we'll write default and we'll print a message saying that invalid choice. Alright, so after the switch case statement, again as we have done in the previous function, we will mark M with a go to statement, which is a jump statement, and label it over here. Alright, so administrator function is done. After this function, now we will create another function, let's say buyer function. So for that, void shopping scope resolution operator buyer. Alright, so inside this buyer function, first of all we'll declare the variables in choice. Now inside this function we'll ask the user that he or she wants to buy the product or go back. So let's create that. First of all here we'll write buy the product. No, first of all we'll write buyer. Yeah. After that
let's get some space. Now first would be buy product. Now again we'll add some space. Let's copy it and paste it over here. And alright, slash n. Okay, again now we will, in the second option we'll write go back. So the second option is go back. And over here we'll add some space or a line.
Alright, so these were some options. After that, we will ask the user to enter your choice. Then the user will enter his choice. So we are taking the input. After that, we'll use the switch statement and choice. So inside the switch statement, first of all, we'll create case 1. Inside this case, we will call the receipt function. Inside the receipt function, all the operations of the buyer will take place. So this is the receipt function, and after that we'll use break. Now we'll create case 2. In case 2 we'll write or call the menu function, as 2 would be go back, as we can see. Now default case. We'll write invalid choice. Now after this again we'll use the go to jump statement and mark here M. Alright, so after this function, now we will create the add function. So as we know, if the user over here, the administrator over here, will click on this add the product, that is the first case, then this add function will be called. So now we will create this add function. So we'll write void shopping add. So inside this function we will use some file handling operations. So create an object of fstream class. So data is the name of the object. Now we'll create some variables like int c, int token equals 0, and float p, float d, and string n. So these are the variables that we have declared. Now we have to create a menu kind of a structure in which we will ask the user to enter the product code of product, the name of the product, price, discount, etc. So let's do that. So let's write add new product. Alright, after that we will write the product code of product. We'll ask the user to enter the product code of the product. So we'll write /n/n and /t. We'll take the input in P code. We have already declared these variables at the top of our code. Now we will write another message saying that name of the product. For that we'll write name of the product. Now we'll take the input in pname. Now we'll display price of the product. We'll take the input in price. Now we'll ask to enter the discount. So we'll write discount on the product. Alright, so here we are asking the user to enter the product code of the product. Then the user will enter the product code, then the name of the product, then he will enter the name, then the price, and then the discount. So after that, now we will have to open a file, because as this add option is being used by the administrator, so we have to store these product details inside a particular file so that we can display to the user that we have these products in our supermarket. Alright, so for that we'll have to use the file handling operations. Data is the name of the object, as we can see, and with the help of data.open we can open the file, and the name of the file we can write here, database.txt. Alright, after that we want to open this file in reading mode. iOS in will open the file in reading mode and iOS out will open the file in writing mode. So now we will use if statement and we'll write if not data, that is if this file doesn't exist, then inside this function we'll write data.open database.txt. We will open this, basically we will open this file in writing mode if this file doesn't exist, and if this file exists then in else block we'll do that. iOS out, iOS app stands for append mode and iOS out stands for write mode. Now in order to write inside the file we'll give some space, and now we'll write pcode. This is how we can write inside a file. After that pname, then again some space. After that there is price, then again some space. After that dis for discount, then we'll use /n. Alright, so after that we have to close the file as well. Write data.close, data.close. After that in else block, that is if the file exists, then we will read from the file. So this is how we can read from file. N P D, these are the variables. Here we are initializing the file because after that we have to use the while loop to iterate through the file. So let's do that. First of all I'll write this part and then I'll explain. Inside this we'll use if statement, and if c equals to p code, then token will be incremented, and for initialization or for iteration we'll again do that. So here what we are doing is, first of all we are initializing the index of file. Here we are initializing the index because after that we will use the while loop. Inside this while loop we have written not data.eof. This eof is the end of file function. This while loop will make sure to check every content of the file by iterating it. So one by one each content of the file is checked. If the code matches with the p code, that is if there is a duplicacy, then the token variable which we can see initialized with 0 will be incremented. It will become 1 basically. After that, for the iteration purpose, we are reading from the file. And after that, now we will close the file, data.close. Alright, now we'll use if statement, that if token is 1, as we know, if token gets incremented, that is if there is a duplicacy, then again it will go back to the menu. That is, if the product code entered by the administrator already exists, then he have to enter another product code, because if the administrator enters the duplicate code, then it will again go back to this menu. So this go to M, we have to label it over here. Alright, now in the else block, that is, if the token value is not incremented, that is, the product code entered by the administrator is unique and not duplicate, then we can enter the product, that is its product code, its product name, its price. So for that we can just copy paste this part, it's the same, and we can paste it over here. So here we are writing inside the file. So this is how we can write inside the file, and here we are opening the file in append and writing mode. To write inside the file, we have to open the file in writing mode. So after that, we will display a message saying that record inserted. There's some bracket error. The else block will close over here. Alright, now this add function is done. We have done this part. Now we have to create another function named the edit function. As the add function is used for adding the products in the market based on their price, names, discounts, etc. Now edit function will edit the products. Like if you want to edit some product like juice instead of milk or something like that, you can do it with the help of edit function. So we'll do that functionality in edit function. So let's do that. We'll write void shopping edit, the name of the function. So inside this function we will create two objects of fstream class, that is data1 and data2, that is data and data1. Alright, so these two are the objects of fstream class. Now we will declare some variables. Now string n. Alright, now we'll write a message displaying modify the record. So we'll write /n now we will ask to enter the product code. So we'll write now we will open the file, and check if that file exists or not. Now, if that file doesn't exist, then we'll simply display a message saying that file doesn't exist. And in else block, we will open the file, but not the same file, the other file. This file would be database1, and we will open this file with the help of this object, that is data1. So we'll write data1.open. The name of the file would be database1.txt, and we will open this file in append mode and writing mode. So here what we are doing is we will save our edited data in this file and we will rename it to the original name, that is database.txt. The name of this file is database1.txt. We will save the edited data in this file and then we will rename this file as database.txt. That is the original name of the file. So now we will write data p code, then p name, price, and then this. So we are initializing this file. Basically we want to iterate this file, so not data dot end of file. It will check each and every content of the file. Alright, now using if statement we will check if p key equals to p code. P key is the code that is entered by the administrator which he wants to edit. So if that matches, then inside the file we'll write /n/t/t, then product of new code, product new code. Here we are asking the administrator to enter the new code for the product. So C in C, he or she will enter the code. Then we will ask to enter the name. So write /n/n name of the product. P name N. Now the price. So we'll write now the discount. Now all the updated details of the product will be entered with the help of data1 object. Again some space, then N, again some space, and here P, then here D. Alright, now we'll write a message saying that record edited. Record edited. Alright. After that we'll increment the token, that is token plus plus. Now this was the if block. Now in else block, gain data 1, that is if the product key or the product code entered by the administrator doesn't matches with any of the product code within the file, then the old variables, that is p code, p name, price, and after that discount, that is this. Alright, after that, yeah, we'll do that /n. Now outside this else block we'll write that p code, p name, just for increment purpose. We want the while loop to iterate, so that is why we will use this one, so that this while loop can iterate. Alright, after this we will close both the objects, that is data.close. We are closing both the files, and data1 dot close. Now as I already discussed, that we have to rename that database1 back to the original name, that is database. So we will use two functions in C++, that is remove function and rename function. With the help of remove function we will remove the list, that is the database.txt file. We will remove that database.txt file, and then with the help of rename function we will rename database1.txt to database.txt. So let's do that. Remove, inside remove we will write the name of the file. It will basically remove all the list inside the file. Alright, now rename function. Inside the rename function, first of all we have to write the old name, that is database1.txt, then the new name, that is database.txt. So now using this function, this name will be changed to database.txt. Alright, now if token value is not incremented, or we can say is 0, then it will display a message saying that record not found, sorry. And with that we are done with the edit function, and now we will create remove function. So we'll write void shopping rem remove. This remove function will be a bit similar to that of the edit function. So now let's start with that. Fstream will create two objects, data and data1. Now int p key and int token will initialize it with 0. Now will display /t delete product. Now we'll display to enter the product code. So we'll write similar to previous function. Now data.open database.txt. We are opening this file in reading mode, and then we will check if this file exists or not. So we'll write here we will write if not data, then inside we will display file doesn't exist. Alright. Now in else block, inside the else block we will open the data1 file and the file name would be database1.txt, and we will open this file in append and writing mode. Alright, now after that is Pcode to initialize or iterate the while loop. We will write this. This is how we read from the file, and here we will use data because we will iterate through data.eof, that is data file. Now inside the while loop, again we'll do the same as that we have previously done, data.eof end of file. Now use if Pcode equals to Pkey, then we'll simply display the message saying that product deleted successfully. Alright, and now we will increment the token. Now in the else block we will write data1 space, then Pcode, then Pname, then price, then discount. Now Pname, then price, then discount. Here the P key entered by the administrator will check for the first product code. If it matches, the if block executes. In the second iteration, it will not match and else block will execute, and database1 file will be displayed. In other words, in else block, all the products will be displayed except the one which you want to remove or delete. So we will show this file database1 and then rename it with the previous one, that is database. Alright, so now let's go ahead. We'll do the same in order to iterate this while loop. Now, as we done previously, data.close, as we have to close the files. data1.close, and after that again the remove function to remove the database file, and rename function. Firstly we will write the database1, that is the old name. Make sure to put semicolons, then database, then database.txt, the new name. Alright, after that, if token is not incremented, that is if token is 0, then it will simply display a message saying that record cannot found. Or record not found. So as we have created 3 major functions, now we will create another function named list. It will help us in showing the list to the customer or the buyer. Right, shopping. Now we'll write list. Inside this function, we'll write the data, the object of the fstream class, then data.open will open the database file, .txt in the reading mode. Alright, after that we will format it a bit. So after that again we have to write the product number, name, price, etc. So we'll write product number, and then we can use /t, again name, then price, and then we'll use /n. Please put them inside the double quotes, and now again we'll copy this part. You can design it in your own way, and now we can do the reading part, data p code, then p name as we have done previously, price, dis, while loop. Inside the while loop again we'll use not data.eof, now inside this file we'll write the product code, product name, and the price. We'll start with product code, then product name, that is p name, after that price, for the iteration purpose we'll write again p code, p name, price, discount. Alright, now after that we will close the file by writing data.close.
Alright, so we are done with this function as well. After this, now we will create the receipt function in which all the customer operations will take place. So now let's create this receipt function. So we'll write void shopping, RECIPT receipt. And now inside this function, first of all we'll create the object of fstream class. Then we'll declare some arrays because we have to store multiple product keys and multiple quantities of those products. So that is why here we have to use arrays, and then we'll declare some variables. So let's start. First of all, fstream class, the object of this class is data. Now after this we'll create array. Array C means array of codes, so I'll declare it in that way. Now after that, now we'll declare another array of Q, that is quantity. Now choice variable, then there would be a counter variable, let's say. Then discount variable, we'll initialize it with 0, and we'll initialize amount with 0 as well. Alright, now total variable, now we will display a message saying that receipt, so that the user will know that this is the receipt. Now after that we will open a file, that is data.open. We'll open the database.txt file, and then we'll check if that file or database exists or not. So we have done this previously. Data.open database .txt. We'll open this file in reading mode. Now we'll use if block, and inside this if block we'll write not data. We are checking that if this file or database exists or not. So I'll write if it doesn't exist, if not data, that is if this file doesn't exist or this database doesn't exist, then we will print the message saying that empty database. Empty with a P. Now as this, now in else block we'll write if that file exists. Then first of all we'll close the file that we already opened. Now in else block we will call this list function that we have created, because if the file is created then we have to call the list function, and we'll show the user or the customer that these are the products available in the supermarket, and for that we are calling this list function. Now we will design the structure and ask the user to place the order. So let's do that. Please place the order. Now again we'll copy this part. Alright, so now we'll use do while loop. The purpose of using this do while loop is that we have to run a specific part of the code every time, and the other part of the code we have to run based on the choice. So now let's start with that. Inside the do block, first of all we will ask the user to enter the product code and enter the product quantity. So first of all we'll write product code enter product code we'll take the input in the array. Now we'll ask the user to enter the quantity. Alright, now we'll take the product quantity, that is C in ARRQ C. Now we will check that if the product code entered by the user matches with the product code that is being already entered, then we will display a message saying that duplicate product code, please try again. So for that we have to use the for loop first of all, and inside the for loop we'll initialize I with 0, I less than C, we have already initialized C with 0. Now I plus plus. So inside this for loop use if condition and check if the product key or product code entered by the user matches with the product code that already exists in the file, then we will display a message saying that duplicate product code. So we'll write if array C of C that is entered by the user equals array of C I. So I will keep on iterating as we have used for loop. So inside this if we will display a message saying that duplicate product code, please try again. Alright, now we'll write go to M, again the jump statement as we have already discussed. Now after this we will increment C++, that is if the product key is not duplicate then C will increment, that is the counter will increment. Alright, now we'll display a message saying that do you want to buy another product or not. We'll write alright, so as we have displayed this, now we will take the input of the user C in choice, that whether he wants to buy the product or not. So this is our do loop. Now we'll have to use, after this do block we'll have to use while loop, as we are using the do while loop. Now here is the condition that if the user will press yes, that is Y, then this loop will execute. Alright, now we'll make a design structure. So we'll write cout and /n/t/t/t, and now we'll write receipt. Alright, now after that, now we'll write product number. Sorry, by mistake we write capital N. Now we'll write product number. Then now we'll write product quantity. Product name, sorry. Now product quantity. Then the price. Now we'll use the for loop to iterate through the file. So we'll write for int I equals 0, I less than ci++. So now inside this for loop, first of all, because we have to do the iteration, we'll open the file data.open database double quotes database.txt, and we'll open this file in reading mode, so iOS in. Alright, so after that we will kind of initialize this file. We'll write pcode, pname, then price. After that there was discount. Alright, now as we have done previously, while not data dot eof, that is end of file, and inside this while loop we will check we are actually matching if the code entered by the user, that is ARRCI, is equal to the code present in the file, and if so, then we will do the calculations and add those files in the customer basket. So let's do that. Pcode equals array of C of I. Here we are checking. If so, then we'll do the amount equals to price of the product into the quantity of the product. Alright, after that we'll have to do the discount part. So in this part we know that the discount is calculated by multiplying amount with discount divided by 100, and then we have to subtract it from the amount. So let's do that. Amount minus amount into discount divided by 100. Alright, now after that, as we are done, now we'll have to add discount to the total variable, because in this part the total amount after getting discount is stored in this dis variable. Now we will add the dis variable to the total variable. Alright, so as this is done, now we will print this part. So in this part we are just printing, so we'll do the /n, and now then pcode, then pname, then array of q of I, array of q I. Alright, now after that price, then amount, and amount after discount, or we'll write discount only because we have to write the variable. Alright, now we'll have to add the /t's in between them, so let's do that part. Alright, so we have added the /t's in between them for the formatting purpose. Now to iterate the file, for the iterating purpose we'll do the same, that pcode pname price discount. Alright, now after this while loop, now we will have to close the data file. So we'll write data.close. So after this data.close, we have to print the total amount. So let's do that. First of all, we'll do some designing part, like let's say /n/n. Now just for design purpose, now we'll simply print the total variable. We'll write first of all total amount. Now the variable total. Alright, so everything is done except the main function. Now in the main function we'll write so int main. Now inside this main function, as we know, we have created the class shopping class, so we will create the object of that shopping class and we will call the menu function with the help of that object. As we know, that is the first function that must be called. So we'll write shopping, and let's say the object of this is s, and s dot menu function. So as we know, the menu function is the topmost function. So this menu will display when we run the file. So now everything is done, and now let's run this file. Let's press compile and run. I hope it works. There are some errors. Alright, so 335, okay. So this is the error, and now 57 line. Line number 57. Yeah, we have to use double equal to. And one more error is there, I think. Now let's try to run this. There might be some more errors, as you can see. Alright, after this 386. Okay, so we haven't labeled this one. We have to label M. Now let's try to run this. So here we can see supermarket main menu. First is administrator, then second if you are a buyer, 3 to exit. So first we'll log in as an administrator. So as you can see, please log in. So now we'll enter the admin's email. So we'll write robbie@email.com. Now the password robbie@123. Now this is the administrator menu. As you can see, first is the add product if we want to add the product, second to modify the product, 3 to delete the product, and 4 to back to main menu. So now I'll click on, like, I want to add the product, so I'll write 1, I'll press 1 and enter, add new product. So now I have to add product code of the product. Like let's say the product of code of product is 1, name of product, let's say juice, and price is 70, and discount on product is 2%, record inserted. Now again I want to add, so I'll click on 1, product code of product would be 2, now name of product would be, let's say, bread, price 30, discount again 2, record inserted. Now again Product now would be, let's say, butter. 3 butter. Price of product would be 60. Discount would be 4. Now fourth product, sorry, add product. Now product would be fourth, and this would be, let's say, eggs. Price would be 170. Discount 3%. Record inserted. So now we will check that these records are inserted or not. So we can cross check it by going here and open this database file. So as we can see, one juice, product code 1 is juice, price is 70, 2 is the discount, then second is bread, third is butter, 4 is egg. So first this is the product code, this is the price, and this is the discount on that product. Now let's come back and modify the product. Let's say first product was juice and we want to modify that product. So what we'll do is we'll add the product code 1 and the new product code would be 1 only. Let's say we don't want to change that, and name of the product would be chips. We'll replace it with chips. Price would be 20 and discount would be 2%. So record edited, as we can see here, record edited, and now we can check. So now we'll open this database file. So as we can see 1 chips, 2 bread, 3 butter, 4 eggs. So the first product, that was juice, is replaced by chips. So this function is done. Now let's try the delete function. We'll click on 3 for delete, and now we have to enter the product code of the product which we want to delete. So let's say we want to delete the fourth product, and we can see product deleted successfully. We can check that. As you can see, there are 3 products left. The fourth one got deleted. So now let's go back and let's check if the customer wants to buy the product, how can he or she buy. So let's first of all we'll click on 4 to go back to the. So now let's click on 2 as a buyer to buy some products. Now we'll click on 1 to buy the product. So as we can see, our products are chips, bread and butter. So product numbers are 1, 2, 3 and their price are 20, 30, 60 respectively. And now we'll enter the product code of the product which we want to buy. So I'll click on 1 and the quantity I say 2. Want to buy another product or not? They are asking if you want to buy another product. If yes, then press Y, and if no, then press N. So we'll click on Y because we want to buy another product. So now I'll click on 2, that is bread. Product quantity, I'll add product quantity as 4 breads, and now butter. So for that, first of all Y. For butter I will click on 3. Product code of butter is 3. Now quantity would be 2. Now I don't want to buy any other product, so I'll click on N. So as you can see, product numbers, product name, their quantity, price, amount and amount with discount, and the total is there, that is 272. And if we wish to buy another product, so we can click on 1, else we can click on 2 to go back. So this is our receipt, our total amount is there. So this is our complete project on supermarket billing in C++. You can try it, although the code is a bit long, approx 400 to 450 lines of code, but it is worth trying. This project will allow a user to book a flight to a particular country, and he or she will receive the ticket by filling in all the important details. Different concepts of C++ will be used in making this project, which will help you in understanding the concepts of C++ in a practical manner. So now let's go ahead. So now let's go to our code editor, that is dev C++. So this is our code editor, and now let's create a new file and let's start with it. So let's add some header files. Hash include iostream. Now we will add another header file, that is fstream, for file handling operations. Now hash include iomanip. So this header file is used for floating point values. So now we'll add the standard namespace. Now we'll write the main function. Now inside this main function we will create an object of a class. Our class name is management and the object name would be mobj. After that return 0. Now we have to create this class. So we'll write class management, and inside this class we will make a constructor because we have created the object of this class. So a constructor would be called, and inside that constructor we will call the function. So let's do that. First of all, we'll write the public scope. Now under this public scope we'll write management. So this is our constructor management, and inside this constructor we will call a function. Let's say the name of the function is main menu. Alright, so now the class ends, so we'll write the semicolon in the end. Now inside this function main menu we have to create a menu that will display on the screen, and also we have to use this function many times inside this program. So we have to declare this function globally. So we'll write void main menu. So this is the function prototype. Now after that we can create this function. So let's write void main menu, and now we'll declare some variables, lchoice, int schoice, and another variable, let's say back. Now we have to create a layout or a structure for a menu. So let's do that. /t airlines. You can write any name as of your choice. Now we will write main menu. We'll write /t. Now again we'll add some space or some lines. Let's add /t. Now we'll create a structure in which we'll ask the user to press a particular button to open a particular functionality, like press 1 to open the customer details, press 2 for flight registration, press 3 for ticket and charges. So let's do that. Now I'll copy paste. I'll copy this part and paste it over here. In second one we'll write press 2 for flight registration. So we are done with the layout. Now we'll take the input from the user. So let's do that. Now we'll write lChoice, the variable that we have declared. Now for all three of them, we'll make a separate classes. That is, for customer details, we'll make a detail class. For flight registration, we'll make a registration class. For ticket and charges, we'll make a ticket class. And to call the functions of these classes, we'll have to make the object of these classes. So let's do that. So we'll write details D. D is the object name. Registration R. R is the object name. Ticket is the class name. T is the object name. So we have created these objects D, R and T. Now we'll use a switch statement, a switch case statement, and now we'll write lChoice. Now inside the switch case, first of all we'll create a case 1. Now inside this case we'll have to call a function of detail class. So let's do that, but before that we'll write cout customers so that it looks nice. Now we'll call the function. Let's say the name of the function is information, and now we'll ask the user to press 1 to go back to the main menu. Like if the user wants to go back to the main menu after filling the details or something like that, then he or she can click on this 1 button. Alright, now we'll take the input back. This is the variable that we have declared. Now if back equals 1, then we'll call the main menu function. That is, the main menu will display. And also in else block we'll do the same. We'll call this function only, and here we'll write press any key to go back to main menu. Now here we'll do the break. Case 1 ends. Now we have to create a case 2. Case 2 is for flight registration, so we'll simply display a message and call the function. We'll write book a flight using this system Alright, after that we'll use /n and endl. Alright, now we'll call this function r.flights. R is the name of the object and flights is the name of the function that we will create afterwards. Now we'll write break. Now we'll have to create case 3. Now case 3 is for ticket collection. Now all we need to do is to display a message saying that get your ticket. Alright, now we'll use /n. Now we'll call the function. T is the object name, bill is the name of the function, let's say. Now we'll display a message saying that your ticket is printed. You can get it or you can collect it. Now we'll write press 1 to display your ticket. We'll take the input and if back equals to 1, then inside if condition we'll call this function display. T is the object name, display is a function. Now after that we'll display a message, press 1 to go back to main menu or press any key to go back to main menu. So we'll write press any key to go back to main menu. Alright, now after that we'll take the input of this and if back equals to 1, then we'll write main menu, that is we call this menu function, and in else we gone again we will call this menu function to display the menu. Right after this break to end the case, closing bracket, and now here is the starting bracket. Alright, so now we have to create a case 4. Inside case 4, first of all we'll display a message saying that see out thank you, because in case 4 as we can see press 4 to exit. So if a user press 4 will display a message saying that it is /n and then again a /t. Now thank you message will be displayed. After that endl. Now we'll write break, and after that there would be a default case. Now in this default case, a message would be displayed like invalid input or something like that. Right, invalid input, please try again. Right, after that we'll use /n and -l. Now to go back to main menu so that the user can try once again, so we'll call this function main menu. Now after that, break. Now we have to create classes. Like first of all, we have to create this detail class in which we are calling the information function. So this is the information function, and now let's create its class, that is class detail. So let's do it. Class details. Now in the public scope, we will declare some variables, and static string name and let's say gender. Both of these would be string. And now after that, let's create the variable phone number and gender, not gender, age. We have already created gender. Now age would be integer. Then there is address, we'll write add. Then there is another variable static int customer ID, so we'll write CID. Now an array we have to create. Let's give it 100. Now let's create this function information. So inside this information function, first of all we'll ask the user to enter the customer ID. So /n, enter the customer ID. After that, now the user will enter the customer ID CID, as you can see. Now we'll ask the user to enter the name. Then the name variable. Then we'll ask the user to enter the age. Then there is address. After that there would be gender. Now once the user has entered all these details, then we'll display a message saying that your details are saved with us. So we'll write your details are saved with us. Alright, so we have to end the class over here, so we'll use semicolon. Now we'll create another class. Now we will create the registration class, but before that we have to use some of the variables of the detail class in the ticket class. So for that we'll write int detail scope resolution operator CID. This is the variable, that we want to use. Then the name variable, we'll write string name, then that variable gender, so we'll write string Alright, so now we can create this class. So let's do this. Write class registration, and now inside this class, first of all, we'll declare some variables under the public scope. We'll declare a static variable choice, then another variable that is choice1, let's say, then another variable back, then a static float variable named charges. Alright, so these are the variables. Now we have to create the function flights that we have called from the main menu function. So this is the flight function. Now inside this flight function there is a character array named flight n. Now after that, inside this array we'll put the name of the countries as the elements. So let's start. First of all is Dubai. After that there is Canada. Then let's say another one is UK. Then there is USA. After that there would be Australia. Then let's say Europe. Alright, now using a for loop we will display each of these countries one by one. So we'll write int a equals 0, a less than 6, a plus plus. Now inside this for loop we'll write a plus 1 dot flight 2. So here what we are doing is this a plus 1, that is 0 plus 1, so Dubai will be displayed, then one by one Canada, UK, USA, Australia, all of these will get displayed. And now after that we'll write flight n and L. Now all these countries will be displayed to the user. So now the user have to select a country. So first of all we'll write welcome to the airlines, then and L. After that we'll ask the user to press the number of the country of which you want to book the flight. So we'll write press the number So we'll take the input from the user, see in choice. Now after that we'll use switch statements. We'll write switch, inside we'll write choice, and now we'll make some cases. Case 1 will be of Dubai, case 2 will be of Canada, then UK, US, Australia, and then Europe. So let's start with Dubai. So we'll display a message. We'll write welcome to Dubai Emirates. Alright, now /n. Now again we'll display a message saying that your comfort is our priority. Enjoy the journey. Now we'll display following are the flights. Following are the flights. Alright, so now we'll display first flight. So we'll write this is the name of the flight, and now L, and now we have to display also that the timing and the date of the flight and how many hours will it take and the price. So let's do that. So here we'll write /t, then we'll write the date, after that the timing, there is 10 hours flight, rupees 14,000 let's say. Similarly, let's copy and paste. Let's say there are 3 flights that are going to Dubai, and let's change the model numbers. 6:58 and the time and the date also. Alright, so these are the flights. Now we will ask the user to select the flight. Right, select the flight you want to book. See in choice 1. Now if the user chooses 1, then we have to create the condition. You can use the switch case or you can do if else as well. So let's start. If choice 1 equals 1, that is if the user or the customer chooses the first flight, then charges will assign the flight charges like 14,000 and display a message saying that you have successfully booked the flight. you can go back to menu and take the ticket. We'll display this message. So this is our if statement. Now we have to create else if statement as well. For the condition we'll write if choice 1 equals 2, then what we'll do is, let's just copy and paste to save time. We can copy this part and paste it over here. Charges, as we know, the charges of this flight is 10,000. So we'll write 10,000 and its number was 658. Alright, similarly for the third flight as well, we'll do the same. The charges was 9,000, so let's do that. The number was 498. We have to change this one. Let's say 508, so that the flight numbers are unique. Now in else block we'll write invalid input shifting to the previous menu. So we'll simply display that. And then we will call the flights function. After that, if the user wants to go back to the main menu, so we'll display a message for that. Press any key to go back to the main menu. If the user chooses 1, that is if back equals 1, then the main menu function would be called, and same otherwise. Similarly, we'll create case 2. So let's do that. In case 2, we'll just copy and paste this one to save some time. Alright, the changes we have to do is welcome to Canadian Airlines. And now your comfort is a priority. It's alright. Following are the flights. So the model number and number of flights we have to change. Let's say, and the timings, like, and the dates and time, it's 2 p.m. You can change that as per your choice. You can do whatsoever you want. "20 hours. Then select the flight you want to book. Then similarly, the first flight was of 34,000. CA198. And if you choose 2, then there would be 29,000. $40,000. The rest is all good. Shifting to the previous menu as we have done previously. And now again, after this else, we can create case 3. So inside this case 3, we'll write welcome to UK Airways. So we'll write so now let's say to UK there are only 2 flights. Let's say there are only 1 flight to UK. So we'll write UK and its flight number is 798, let's say, and the timings are, and date is first of all 12 and the timing is 10 AM and it will take around 14 hours and 44,000 rupees. Select the flight you want to book. This is same, and here I have to change 44,000. Alright, so to UK there is only 1 flight, so we not need to create these else if statements, so we can just cut it. And in else block the rest is same. So now after that we have to create case 4, and we can copy and paste this one as well. So our 4th flight was of US, that is US Airways. Alright, now we will change the name. We'll write US 567 and the dates, it's our choice. Assign it 39,000 here and there is 42,000. After this, now case 5 would be of Australian Airlines, so we'll write case 5 and copy paste this part, and here we'll write Australian Airlines. So let's change, we'll write AS and 698, timing, date would be 18/9 and 44,000. So alright, else everything is done in this part. Now we'll create case 6. In case 6, all we need to change is Welcome to Dubai Emirates, and we'll change it to European Airlines. European Airlines, then we'll change its name to EU 498 instead of 498, and the date, let's say 2, time is 2 AM, 18 hours of flight, and its price is 36,000. $31,000. 10 AM, and alright, now we have to change its model number as well. Alright, so EU 898, and its price is 36,000. Its price is 37,000. Alright, rest everything is done in this part. Now let's create the default case. Alright, in the default case we will write invalid input, please shifting to the main menu. And then we will call this main menu function. Now we'll write break and close the switch statements. Alright, so this registration function is done. It's pretty long, as we have created 6 cases of all the countries named Dubai, Canada, UK, US, Australia, Europe. Now only one function is or class is left, that is ticket class. So let's create this ticket class. Alright, so now after this registration class we'll have to use the semicolon. So now before this ticket class we need to know that we have to use some variables of registration class and the details class in this ticket class. So we will do the multiple inheritance, and before that let's do the same thing as we did earlier. Float registration, because we have to use these variables, so we'll write the class name, then scope resolution operator, charges is the variable, then another variable would be choice. Both of these variables is of registration class, so that is why we are doing this. Alright, now we will start with the class ticket. We'll write class ticket, then we have to inherit both of these classes, that is we have to use multiple inheritance, right? Public registration and then details. So here we are using the multiple inheritance because we have to use the variables of both of these classes in this class ticket. Now in the public scope, we'll start with the function that is bill, void bill. And now inside this function, first of all, we'll declare a variable named destination. And we'll left it like this because we have to assign it a choice that is being made by the person who wants to travel to the country. So now offstream, as we know, is used to create or write information in the files. The object of is offstream is outf. We have created. Now let's say the file is records.txt. You can name it as per your choice, in which the data of the flights is being stored. Now we'll write inside this records.txt file. So as we know, to write inside the file the object name and then whatsoever we want to show inside the file, XYZ Airlines,
ticket,
details, that is class name, scope resolution operator, CID, then ANDL. Similarly, we'll do that for name and gender as well. Now when it comes to destination, as we have left the empty space, now the user, if the user will press 1, then it will go to Dubai, if 2 then Canada, 3 then UK, 4 then USA. So we'll have to do that as well. So we'll write if registration, as the class was registration, scope resolution operator, choice equals 1, then destination variable equals Dubai. And let's copy this part because we have to use else if statements as well. You can just copy and paste. All we need to do is else if. Now we can change it to choice 2 and name to Canada. Now after that we'll simply print or write the destination. So first of all we'll write destination and then we'll print the variable. Let's do /t to add some horizontal space. Now destination variable. Alright, now we'll write the flight cost. Because it is a variable of registration class. Alright, now we have to close this object or file outf.close. We have closed the file. Now we have to display the receipt as well. So for that we have to create another function. Within this class only we'll create void dispBill, that is display bill. So inside this function we will create an ifStream class and its variable, let's say, would be ifs. We all know it ifStream class is used to read from the file. So we are actually reading here. So we'll write records.txt file. Now we'll use the if condition inside this. So we'll write if not ifs, that if it doesn't exist then it should show an error, that is, let's say, file error. Now if the file is there, then we'll use while loop and we'll check not ifs dot end of file, that is, here we are checking the file till the end, that is every content of the file we'll check, and ifs dot get line array 100. Here we have used getLine to read the content from the file, and while loop will help us in doing that. After that we'll print array and then endl. Alright, after that we have to close this file as well. So we'll do that ifs.close. Now we have to close the class as well, semicolon. So yeah, our code is pretty much done. After this there was main menu and the main function. So now let's try to run this one. Before that, let's save it and let's name it as flight.cpp. Alright, now let's try to run this. There are a few errors. Alright, so the first error is this one, and let's check them all. Flight.cpp. line 66, there's some error. Alright, function name is wrong, flight, we missed the T. Then line 466, in line 466 where it is out F, we forgot to write F, we missed the F, and then 526. This one is associated with the previous one error, that is information error. Let's go to 561 t.display. Alright, so we wrote the wrong name. It was disp bill. Alright, now let's try to run this again. Semicolon, we forgot. Now as you can see, XYZ Airlines main menu. Press 1 to add the customer details. There's a little bit formatting error, you can figure it out yourself. Press 1 to add customer details, press 2 for flight registration, 3 for ticket and charges, and 4 to exit. So let's say a new customer I am, so I'll press 1 and I'll write customer ID 1. Now the name of the customer, let's say Raj. Age of the customer is 23 and address is Chandigarh. Alright, now gender is male. Now your details are saved with us. Alright, now press any key to go back to the main menu. We can press any key, 2, 3, 1. Then this is the main menu again. Now I want to register a flight. I'll press 2. So these are the flights: flight to Dubai, Canada, UK, USA. We forgot to add some space. We must add some space over here. So these are the flights to Dubai, Canada, UK, USA, Australia, Europe, and welcome to airlines. They are asking us to press the number of the country of which you want to book the flight. Let's say I want to go to USA. So 4. So these are the flights: US 567, US 658, US 508, and these are the timings and these are the dates. Let's say I want to go to 658, US 658, then I'll press 2. So there's a mistake by us. We forgot to change the name of this flight. We'll change this later. And now let's go back to the main menu. Now let's say we know that we have booked this US 658, but there was some writing error. We by mistake forgot to write US 658 over here. Instead we write TUB. Now as we know that we have this flight that is booked, so we want to go for ticket and charges. So we'll click on 3. Your ticket is printed, you can collect it. Alright, press 1 to display your ticket. As you can see, customer ID 1, customer name Raj, male, description destination USA, flight cost 39,000. As we know, this is the 39,000 flight. So this is how you can build this project. And now let's correct our mistake. Let's go to Australia, US flight, sorry. So here it is. Let's change it to US. And now let's save it. So now it will work fine. So this was our project on airline reservation system. You can also try this project on your own.
And with that, we have come to the end of this tutorial. If you guys feel that we have missed out on some important topics that we were supposed to cover in this tutorial, then please feel free to drop them down in the comment section below and we'll have your questions answered. If you guys like this video, then do give it a thumbs up. Please comment your doubts below, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe Simplicode. Thank you.